It's really, we are not saying that the KPIs are raw numbers, cannot be used in the same context, presented side by side even. In fact, many instances, it's not a bad idea to present a few raw numbers like data. Yeah, so you can basically you can represent data, information, knowledge with each other to give more semantics than syntax, more meaning to or more relation between the lifetime and the life cycle. Yes, page down, page down. Okay, performance indicator, integrity, resources. So we can say that the integrity depends on measures, 5 R's, which depend on resources of user satisfaction point of view, unit type, direction, frequency. If the resources are not well defined, then the integrity performance will be affected, of course. This means we will have to ensure minimum integrity performance, but the maximum integrity performance will never be totally defined, but it can be controlled by not focusing on the value added resources as much as removing the non value adding resources. Non-value added, meaning it doesn't have any, we said the e-marketing environment contains the business satisfaction, the product satisfaction, the user satisfaction. But now we are investigating the user satisfaction. So I will not try to put in the user satisfaction data information that are related specifically to the business satisfaction. Okay. Yeah, of course, the time, and yeah, you can read this bit again. But then the performance indicators main resource value enforce the integrity measures as unit type, direction, value is between value sources, report frequency, what is a good target, rating. So although color, let's say, you can have you can have data only, not even information. Meaning it's a single input. And you cannot have a totally qualitative single input with like taste or smell, you know. It has to be a specific input. It could be syntax or semantics, but it has to be a single input. Meaning the user can give an answer, specific answer. There is no process in that answer. There is no functionality. Uh, 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 See, let's say unit type, rates, ratio, averages, percentage, but there is no process in it. There is a functional, let's say ratio is division, percentage divided by 100 or whatever. Averages is between a lifetime and a life cycle, but there is no process between them. Okay. Now, we always try to have a a clear question, a clear measures. Let's say, did you steal from anybody? You cannot answer that. What is your net worth? None of your business, you know. So if I ask a stupid question, I would get a false or fuzzy. I mean, in the Arabic world, we Muslims, we can marry up to four women. So now you're gonna ask me how many women you would like to get married to before, let's say, you die. Now, I would be very stupid if I say more than one. No, actually, one is very convenient for me because you don't want to be dead by the next morning. Anyhow, yeah. The user satisfaction process classification framework, the prospective outcomes. Yeah. So we have input, output, and outcomes. In between them, of course, there is a process. So now we have three outcomes. Why is this starting from PI integrity, and then we have three outcomes. Of course, the framework requirements profile and the satisfaction requirements profile and the user requirement profile. You can read them, they are straightforward. Because we talked about the data information. We talked about the input, output. The outcome is the consequences, qualitative consequences of the lifetime over the life cycle or the life cycle of the lifetime, or representing or getting a specific yeah, but I would like to talk about the FRP. Yeah, it's very important. I'm sorry. I want to talk about this prospective outcome. Sorry. Several performance perspectives outcome can be driven as shown. So basically, everything can be driven from a single table, as we're going to see in the next papers, meaning, or we have seen in the presentation of my PhD, meaning that we will have no big data. Data are finite, but it expands with time due to the interaction between the time, the lifetime and the life cycle. Let's say the emerging environment didn't have COVID-19, and then now we have COVID-19, and then we have finished over the COVID-19. So it was before COVID-19, after COVID-19, and then came back again to the original after finishing the COVID-19. In that sense, okay. First, using the framework requirements provide normalized performance for all group of users, which is why, so this is normalizing on the cross-disciplinary process classification framework, or business product process classification framework. So if we normalized on the cross-disciplinary, we're going to divide by 13. But then the interdisciplinary, which is the e-marketing in our case, it has different subcategories again. Okay, so we're going to take these numbers and normalize by these by the x we want. So let's say I want a specific. Let's say the interdisciplinary has, let's say, 7 subcategories. But then I want to compare from the user price and availability with a specific comfort and interoperability of the user, of the business product satisfaction. So I could, meaning I could choose from the interdisciplinary, let's say 1 or 2 subcategories to compare to the price and availability of the user satisfaction. Then I will divide by the X steps that I wanted to initially compare to the strategic, independent and strategic wants and needs of the user satisfaction. Second, using the framework requirements profile, normalize performance for all or a group of users or a specific user. Okay, so this user satisfaction could be for all users of the website, or a group of users, sectors, or a specific user, very important user, or a specific user divided by the satisfaction requirement profile maximum number of steps, which is X, in each level. Then the total performance presented product user satisfaction performance for levels, entities of all the group of for all or group of users or a specific user. Interaction between the framework requirements profile, satisfaction requirement profile, and the user requirement profile will give the multi-perspective outcomes for the user satisfaction. Partial perspectives can be driven such as the total performance for the second level LB2 in the satisfaction requirement profile for a user or a group of people. Now the same will be for the satisfaction requirement profile and the user requirement profile. If you want to this, you can look at or read it. If you didn't understand it, go back to this slide. Data collection. Here's the sample selection. This is actually the table. Here we have the product satisfaction. Here we have the user satisfaction, features, quality, cost, availability. But then this is the whole life cycle of the e-marketing: product, people, price strategy, promotion, and all. Let's say this, it's predefined in the PCF, but nobody used it. So weight times score, which is 0, gives you a 0. But then each predefined data, information, knowledge, and the business product process classification framework has got a user satisfaction by a click or a hover or a straight feedback that will give a 1 in this table. So all this table is the all the data all the data, information, knowledge came from the footprint of the user satisfaction through one session.